You can't. Everyone close to you dies. That's why we're here.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're discussing the various ways Dexter almost ended. Brace yourself for spoilers.
Dexter Morgan. I'm me again.
In September 2013, a generation-defining series came to a natural conclusion. It centered on an antihero trying to hide a double life from his wife, newborn, and family member in law enforcement. Despite committing unspeakable deeds, he made us root for him, empathize with him, and crave his breakfast. Audiences were sad to say goodbye, but took solace in knowing his story went out on a high note. That show was, of course, Breaking Bad.
I liked it. I was good at it.
Oh, and Dexter also ended for the first time. Ending a week before Breaking Bad only emphasized how far Dexter had fallen since peaking in season 4 with the Trinity Killer.
Hello, Dexter Morgan.
It's not a coincidence that the subsequent dip in quality coincided with the exit of showrunner Clyde Phillips.
It's okay. Life doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be lived.
Although a step down, the Chip Johannesson-helmed 5th season was still solid. The same can't be said about season 6 when Scott Buck took over.
One minute, everything's perfect. And the next minute...
The next minute what?
Not only did the season get bogged down by dull villains and a twist everyone predicted, but Deborah's sudden infatuation with her adoptive brother was random at best, disgusting at worst. Season 7 seemed like a step back in the right direction, mostly dropping the incest subplot while Deb makes a difficult choice between Dexter and the law. Whatever goodwill remained was flushed down the tubes in season 8. In the series finale, Deb is sent into an unresponsive state.
I love you, Deb.
Dexter takes her off life support, burying his sister at sea during a hurricane. Deciding he can't be around people, Dexter abandons his son Harrison, fakes his death, and moves to a remote area in Oregon where he becomes a lumberjack.
I destroy everyone I love. And I can't let that happen to Hannah, to Harrison. I have to protect them from me.
Yeah, that empty, exhausted final shot of Dexter epitomized how viewers felt before canceling their Showtime subscriptions. Aside from doing Dexter and Deb dirty, critics were frustrated that most of the Miami Metro Department never realized they were working alongside a serial killer.
It's obviously self-defense. Yeah. We got everything we need.
The writers thought about this, but Buck argued, quote, "It felt off point. The story was ultimately about Dexter's personal journey."
We wanted the audience to believe there might be a potential that he might live happily ever after, but that was never our thought as writers. It would have felt uncomfortable to do a show about a serial killer where he gets to walk off into the sunset.
Yet depriving Miami Metro of this revelation just made supporting characters like Batista and Masuka feel more useless. Buck always felt the show would end with Dexter, quote, "in a self-imposed prison that would be as far away from Miami as possible." While Buck stood by his choice, he admitted that seasons 7 and 8 were shot back-to-back, which might have resulted in a rushed ending.
And to put himself in this apparent self-imposed exile after all the chaos of the end of the show, I totally get why it was pretty unsatisfying, if not infuriating for fans.
Dexter was notably based on a 2004 novel. While only the first season drew directly from the source material, author Jeff Lindsay wrote several more books.
Dexter has gotten away with almost everything for 8 years. He's actually been responsible for the deaths of innocent people.
The same year the show ended, Lindsay published Dexter's Final Cut. Mirroring the season 4 finale, Dexter finds that Rita has been murdered, with him being the most likely suspect.
It's his humanity that keeps him from becoming human. The most humane thing he's actually ever done in the series is probably disappear.
In 2015, Lindsay wrote one more book, Dexter is Dead. Like the show, the book climaxes on the water, although Deb lives. Dexter, meanwhile, seemingly meets his end at sea as a boat explodes. Dexter makes peace with his mortality as his last sentence is suddenly cut off, suggesting he died.
I thought I was headed in the right direction. My dark passenger back behind the wheel. But if I was so sure I knew where I was going, how did I get so lost?
While Dexter's fate is somewhat ambiguous in the books, Showtime reportedly had a stipulation for the TV series. According to executive producer John Goldwyn, the Showtime higher-ups told them, quote, "Just to be clear, he's going to live." Supposedly, Showtime didn't want Dexter to die.
That's right, kids. Jesse Pinkman lived, Dexter lived, but your mother didn't make it. Sleep tight.
It wouldn't be the only time the network interfered with a character's fate. The Homeland writers considered killing off Nicholas Brody in seasons 1 and 2. Showtime reportedly encouraged them to keep Brody around, although the creative team finally got their way in season 3, despite the network, quote, begging.
I have to say goodbye now.
Brody. Can you just stay here?
It wouldn't be surprising if Showtime insisted on Dexter's survival, although President David Nevins disputed this, claiming, quote, "No one even brought up the idea. It was never discussed." Either way, Buck didn't seem interested in killing Dexter, saying that living in solitude, quote, "seemed like the ending that was most justified."
As far as how we would end the show, we discussed all possibilities, but for several years, this was exactly the direction we were heading.
Clyde Phillips would disagree. While the original showrunner said that his successors, quote, "did a good job with the final episode," he had another ending in mind with Dexter being captured. The final scene would open with Dexter waking up as if it were all a dream.
Am I evil? Am I good? I'm done asking those questions. I don't have the answers. Does anyone?
We then zoom out to realize it wasn't. Dexter is at Florida Penitentiary, being prepared for a lethal injection on the execution table. Gazing out into the observation gallery, Dexter sees the people whose blood is on his hands.
You have to turn yourself in. There's no other way.
If I do, I get the death penalty.
Not just fellow murderers like Trinity, the ice truck killer, and Lila, but also cops who got caught in the crossfire like LaGuerta and Dokes. Dexter even sees Rita, who may still be alive if she had never met him.
I was never really honest with you. I'm a serial killer, that's what I am.
His proposed ending seemed to bring Dexter's story full circle, with his life flashing before his eyes. Phillips was given another shot at executing his ending almost a decade later in Dexter New Blood. This miniseries also saw Michael C. Hall return as Dexter, who has since relocated to the Frosty Iron Lake.
Coming line dancing tonight?
Yeah, I wouldn't miss it, Pastor Brian. Hey, I'm sorry about those pies.
How could you possibly know about that already?
Small town.
Thank the good Lord.
Although Phillips sought to, quote, redeem the show after season 8, he didn't want to retcon anything. Deb remained dead, although she now subconsciously appeared to Dexter in their father Harry's place.
It's real cold today.
You're the one that picked this place.
The show also introduced a new dynamic as Dexter reunites with a now teenage Harrison, who harbors the same dark passenger as his father.
I'm Dexter Morgan. Your father.
Plus, you had Mr. Krabs playing the show's big bad, Chef's Kiss. This was arguably the best Dexter had been since season 4, until the final episode. Instead of the execution that Phillips originally pitched, the show ends with Harrison preparing to shoot Dexter. Realizing that everyone he gets close to dies, Dexter urges Harrison to pull the trigger, which he does.
I've never really felt love. Real love. Until now.
Ahead of the finale, Phillips said it would, quote, blow up the internet. It did, but not in a good way. On paper, Harrison killing Dexter sounds fitting enough, setting up the son to carry on the sins of the father with the cycle of violence inevitably repeating.
Let me die, so my son can live.
The buildup is all wrong, however. After everything they've been through, Harrison killing his father made about as much sense as Daenerys burning King's Landing.
You can't expect them to be heroes.
They're hostages.
They are. In a tyrant's grip, whose fault is that? Mine.
Phillips said of the finale, quote, "I didn't want him going off to prison or disappearing into the fog or any of that business, so I decided to be bold about it. The internet hated it." In his defense, Phillips noted that he, quote, "only had Michael Hall for 1 year."
We thought you were a goner, man.
Yeah, me too. He did shoot me.
He did.
Assuming this was Hall's last hurrah, killing Dexter made sense, but it was too rushed and out of character. Nevertheless, Phillips called the ending, quote, "the best thing I've written."
You were dead.
So it seemed.
Yes, it really did seem.
Of course, if that were true, Phillips probably would have walked away from Dexter for good. Instead, he returned in 2024 with another show, Dexter Original Sin. This prequel centers on Dexter's early days at Miami Metro with an additional twist. Dexter is still alive in the present.
We have a heartbeat. A beating heart. I'll take it.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
After being shot, Dexter is rushed to the hospital where he watches his life flash before his eyes. Some might find this preposterous, although Phillips claims the 0-degree temperature made it easier to revive Dexter.
It was very cold on that forest floor.
There you go.
Slow your heart rate down. His son was a pretty good shot, but fortunately not quite good enough.
In any case, Original Sin was well received. So has Dexter Resurrection, which takes place in modern day as an escaped Dexter searches for Harrison in New York.
My son, I could cry. Actually, I can't cry.
The decision to continue Dexter's story came down to Hall, who told Philip, quote, "Dexter's in my bones. Dexter's in your bones, Clyde. Let's keep going. Can you figure out a way to make it happen?"
I just said, what if he didn't die? Is that crazy? I mean, he's a resilient guy.
Sure.
And one thing led to another, and the next thing I know, this conversation had started about how that might happen.
Phillips has, with Resurrection expected to have multiple seasons. Will Dexter Morgan finally get a satisfying ending, though? Time will only tell. But for now, he's back to doing what he does best.
Who are you?
I'm Dexter. And there's only room in this world for one dark passenger.
How do you think Dexter should end? Let us know in the comments.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I got some good news.
Lay it on me.
You're officially alive.